It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings, and greetings. Welcome to another segment of the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt, and welcome to another Friday of the X and Y Show. It's been a very long week. Actually, no, it hasn't. It's been a very short week. Seems like Friday came so quick. So, I'm telling you, before you know it, you be seeing jack-o'-lanterns in the stores, and then before you know it again, you blink, you be seeing Christmas lights. This year is flying. So, wow. Anyway, welcome to another segment of the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. Tonight we have a very juicy topic. No pun intended. Something that I always wanted to talk about, and I talked about on one of my earlier shows, do women really care about the size of a man's dick? And a lot of women always say they don't care, but they're full of shit. They actually do care. It's very important to women how big a dick is. No woman wants a small dick. A lot of women are nice. They don't want to hurt the guy's feelings. If he has a small dick, well, he has a small dick, but he's very nice and he take care of me and he's very okay, yeah. But if you want it, if he could have a bigger dick, would you want it? Oh yeah, of course. But they're not gonna say that because they don't want to hurt the guy's feelings. Some women will. Some women don't give a fuck. They will say, "Look, I gotta have at least 7-8 inches. If you got under that, get the fuck out of my face." But for the most part, women do care about the size of a man's dick. And if they say they don't, then they're lying. They're full of shit. Now, I've done that show. I want to do another show. I want to say, I've always asked the question, do men really care about the size of a woman's titties? And a lot of men, just like women, a lot of men, but men will be a little bit more honest, I believe. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me. Men really care about the size of a woman's titties. But before I go any further, let me just say tonight's episode. How important is a woman's breast size to a man? How important is a woman's breast size to a man? Now, if I was to answer this question, it's amazing. If I was to answer this question, let's say 20 years ago, I would have said not important at all, because all I really cared about back then, as long as she had a nice ass and a very, very hairy pussy, that's all I cared about back then. But, I find as I get older, I like titties. And I like big titties. I like, not no A cup, not no B cup. And women who are out there listening, who your titty size is A cup and B cup, just shoot yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Don't shoot yourself. And I want to explain that in a minute. But it's all a preference, okay? It's not a requirement with me. Now, some guys, it is. Some guys will absolutely not have anything to do with a woman if she doesn't have big titties. I'm not like that. Now, do I prefer big titties? Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I got to have something I can grab, something I can put on my face and smush, something I can put my dick between. I got to have something to work with. you know. And I like titties. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. You know, society always tried to put things on men like it's a bad thing because men like big titties. And I don't think that's fair. You know, I mean, it's just a preference with me. Now, some guys it's a requirement, but I don't think that's fair. You know, I mean, you know, it's just a preference. It's my right to like a woman with big titties. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think I'm hurting anybody with that. You know, and like I said, when a woman has small titties, it's not like I'm writing her off. Hold on, get the fuck out of my face. No. But if she's standing next to a woman with some nice sized titties, I'm going to gravitate towards her. Now, you can call it shallow all you want, but I don't give a fuck. That's what I like. I like titties. I like titties to go in my face. I like titties to smother me where I can't breathe. And yes, I do like some titties so I can put my dick between and do some things with. You can't do that with a flat chest. But women with a flat chest, I love you too. You know, there are needs for you, and there are other things that you can do. So you're not totally useless. It's just a preference. That's all, ladies. Calm down. It's just a preference. You know, everyone has a preference. Would you like this dress in a red or blue? Some of you say blue, some of you say red. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your preference. You like women with big titties? You like women with small titties? You don't care. Well, me, I care. I want women with big titties. But that's just a preference. I don't hate women with small titties. It's just that I prefer a woman with big titties. I need big titties. Now, before I go into some other statistics, I did a little survey on Twitter, which I think some women skewed my my survey because I know this is bullshit. But it said, I asked the question, how important is a woman's breast size to a man? And 28% said it's more important than food and water. 33% said kind of important. And 39% said not important. Now, I guarantee a lot of women answered in that. You know, a lot of small titty women answered in that, trying to skew the poll. And they did, because I know these numbers are bullshit. It's very important to men. And it's very important to women as well. And the reason why I say that, I did some research, just a little research on some breast augmentation numbers. Not just the United States, but throughout the whole world. And there are a lot of women getting their titties done. Now you ask yourself, why is that? You know, why are women getting titty augmentation or breast augmentations, whatever you want to call it? Why are they doing that? Because they feel that society would accept them more if they had big titties. They feel like they would be more pretty. Now that's what I have a problem with. If you're getting a breast augmentation just because you want it and you feel better about yourself, about your, having bigger breasts, then that's fine. But if you're getting a breast augmentation to please someone else, that's fucked up. That's what I have a problem with. I don't think you should get a breast augmentation to please someone else. And I think that if you encourage someone to get a breast augmentation, you're fucked up as well. That's the problem with society. Now, it's like, you have all these preferences and you see all these things on television with all the big titties, and women with big titties are more sexy, and you get all these subliminal messages. So women grow up from little girls thinking, oh, if I don't have big titties, I'm not beautiful. And that's not the case. Well, or is it? I think society, it is the case. Because you have a lot of men, not me, but a lot of men that if a woman doesn't have big titties, then they are not as attractive as a woman that doesn't have big titties. And like I said earlier, I prefer a woman with big titties. But I don't write the woman off with no titties, like, oh, get out of my face, But I must admit, some men do. And a lot of my friends do. I mean, a lot of my white friends, and I mean, dude, she has to have big titties, bro. I'm not dating her. Fuck that. I gotta have titties, bro. I mean, all my friends, all my white friends, my black friends, oh, my bro, I gotta have some titties, man. Huh? My Chinese friends, oh, I ain't got no have a big old titty. All my friends, it doesn't matter what race they are, they like titties. And like I said, it's not I'm going to change it. With some men, it's a preference. With some men, it's a requirement. And actually, to be honest with you, I think with more men, it's a requirement. Otherwise, the plastic surgery business would go out of business. There would be no plastic surgery. There would be no breast augmentations if it didn't matter. Most women are either doing breast augmentations for themselves to feel better, and that's good. If you're doing it for yourself to feel better, if you feel like you're more empowered to have titties, then go for it. But if you're doing a breast augmentation to please someone else's preferences, then that's fucked up. And I think that's where we are in society. Society is so shallow that women believe that they are not beautiful if they don't have big breasts. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. I think that women, if you have smaller breasts, you're just as beautiful as the woman with bigger breasts. With me. Now, other men, it's not the case. And that's just the world we live in. There's nothing you can do about that. That's been going on for centuries. Since the beginning of time, when the cavemen, they couldn't even read or nothing, but they seen the bigger titties, they gravitated toward the cave woman with the bigger titties. This been going on since the beginning of time. You can't do anything about that. That's just the way it is. But I think the important thing is for women with small titties to gravitate toward their other talents. Maybe they're smart. Maybe they have other talents that they can offer in the bedroom. They are not any less of a woman with big titties. That's what the message I'm going to stress with women with smaller titties. You are no less of a woman than a woman with big titties. It's all about how you feel about yourself and the encouragement and the self-esteem that you have with yourself, your inner self. So what? You have small titties. You're still a woman. You're still a beautiful woman. You're still a smart woman. You're still a funny woman. You're still a woman. The size of titties should not gauge the size of a woman's heart or what type of woman is or what kind of woman she is. What kind of society are we to have grown so shallow where actually a woman's titties matters so much, or a man's dick size? We are so physical. We turn into such a physical society that it's almost sickening. But anyway, I just want to read you some numbers. And some of these numbers kind of surprise me, but I'm getting these numbers from the International Society of Aesthetic Plastic Surgery, ISAPS. They have broken down the procedures by country and different procedures involving titties. There are, breast augmentation using saline. They break it down by a lot of categories. Breast augmentation by silicone. Breast augmentation by fat Ranfer. What the fuck is that? Breast implant removal. Breast lift. Breast reduction. And I think that's it. So they segmented it out by country. And of course, USA, that's no surprise. USA came in first place. Of all the things that, well, I'm going to just do breast augmentation. Well, I'm going to just do the whole thing. All of the breast work that was done in the United States, over 586,476. So roughly a little bit more than half a mil of breasts, doing something with your breasts in the United States. Now the second was Brazil. That's no surprise. Brazil get a lot of titties over there too. 434,775. So that's the close second. The rest of the world fall way behind. Japan, 30,371. Italy, 95,302. Mexico, 110,344. Russia, 134,214. I'm going to just start rounding because I don't want to confuse some of you slow motherfuckers. India, 92,000. Turkey, 87,000. Germany, 102,000. France, 92,000. Colombia, 82,000. Spain, 76,000. So you see the breast procedures are being done everywhere across the world. It's just the United States with 586,000 and Brazil, 434,000 leads the rest of the way by far. And then everybody comes behind. But if you gauge some of those countries by per capita, it's probably the same percentage wise. You know, some of those countries are smaller, obviously, than the United States. So they're not going to have the numbers that the U.S. has. And plus economic reasons. A lot of shit coming to play. But I just want you to get your idea that it's not only important to men. I mean, women are getting work done. You know, women are keeping plastic surgeons in business. There's over 6,000 surgeons in the U.S. alone, 5,000 in Brazil, 2,000 surgeons in Japan, 1,700 in Italy, 1,600 in Mexico. Mexico, what the fuck? 2,000 in Russia, 2,000 in India, 1,200 in Turkey, 1,000 in Germany, 1,000 in France, 1,000 in Colombia, 1,000 in Spain. So even the surgeons, the USA and Brazil are leading by far. So if you want to be a breast surgeon, you go to the USA or Brazil, hands down. And obviously, if you was going to get some work done on your titties, I'd probably do it in the USA or Brazil instead of some of the other places. But, you know, they're doing it as well. So it's not just men. Men do care about titties. Titties are important, but women are getting the work done. Women care about titties as well. It's not just the men, you know. But that's what I said before. Is if a woman is getting her breasts done for her and she feels better. I know some women that had some work done on their titties. They look good. You know, I would have never known that, you know, they had work done, you know. But, you know, it's like some women get work done and they're so big and it's like they go overboard. But that's just my opinion. You know, some men love it. Some men love the big size titties and so forth. But again, I think that is important to a woman. I want all women to hear this. If you have small titties and you're thinking about getting work done on your breasts, if you're doing it for yourself, then I would say go for it. If you want to feel better about yourself, you want to feel better about looking in the mirror, you want to have a higher self-esteem, you want to feel just overall better about yourself, and you're doing it for you, then I say go for it. You know, but if you're doing it for someone else, you know, a boyfriend or even your husband, you know, I don't care if he is paying for it. If you're doing it for someone else, or you're just doing it to do it and do it to be accepted in society more, then I think that's fucked up. And I think that you should really reevaluate your decision to get this done. I mean, what else? What's next? When society says it's good that you have two assholes, you don't get another cut in your ass. If you do some shit like that for anyone else, then you'll do anything. If you're doing it to make yourself feel good, I have no problem with it. If you're doing it for someone else, that's fucked up. That's the wrong reasons to be doing it. Now, the importance of breast size is very important to me. I think it's sexually, it helps get your dick aroused. Well, I'm just speaking from personal experience. Women with small titties, is for me. Now, I want to reiterate that it's harder to get aroused with women with smaller titties. That's why I say if they have other talents, and that's plural, if they have other talents to come and play, then we can look over that. Like I said, I'm not one to say you have to have a certain titty size to even go out with me or for me to talk to you. Hell no. That's shallow and it's very immature. It's stupid. How many women out there with small titties who are very nice women, very smart women, very energetic women, very, goal-oriented. I mean, very good woman. It's just they have small titties. But that don't take anything from them being a good woman. So I'm not going to let that disqualify me of the opportunity of meeting a nice woman. Oh, she has small titties. No, get out of my face. No, I'm not going to do that. But again, I stress, some guys do. If you don't have a certain amount of titties, they don't want to talk to you. The same thing on the women's side. If you don't have a big dick, they don't want to talk to you. I don't know anything about that. But I've seen women talk. I've heard women talk. And if your dick is small, they don't want nothing to do with you. So it's not just men. It goes both ways. It's the way society has turned. Society is very physical. Society is very shallow. It's all about looks. Society is very fake. Very plastic. And I think that it reflects on the feelings that people have for themselves. They don't feel good. A guy with a small dick don't feel good. He don't feel like a real man. A woman with small titties, she don't feel like a real woman. She don't feel as beautiful as a woman with big titties. It's caused a lot of hostilities. A lot of women with small titties, they actually hate women with big titties. The first thing they say, I bet you they're fake. That's the first thing they say. They don't even know her. And it's the first thing they say. They hating already. I bet you they're fake. They're not real. Fuck her. Don't get mad at her because she has some nice titties. You still a woman, lady, with your small titties. You still a lady. You still a real lady. You just don't have big titties. Everyone falls short in something. Hell, I wish I was 6'5", but I'm not. But I'm still not short. You got to be appreciative of what you have. You got to be appreciative of what you have. If you have small titties, you should be proud of that. Don't let the size of your titties dictate what kind of woman you are or how you feel about yourself. If you allow that to happen, then you have allowed society to win. So yes, the size of titties are important. I'm not going to lie to you. I could say the political correct thing, say, oh, no, it's not important. It's the way you should feel about yourself. If they're important to you, then they're important. If they're not, it's not. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. The size of women's titties are very important to a man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sorry. None. And hell, like I said before, I've read the statistics to you. It's obviously very important to women as well. They're getting a lot of work done. In the United States, Brazil, Japan, Germany, Mexico, all over the world. Spain, Italy, Germany. All over the world, women are getting work done on their breasts. So again, you ask the question, why? So they can feel better about themselves? Maybe some. For a boyfriend, a lot of them. For a husband, a lot of them. For society, a lot of them. It's different reasons. Different reasons. But it all boils down to one thing. How do you feel? How do you feel about yourself? How do you really feel about yourself? How are you going to allow society to make you feel about yourself? And all it boils down to, if you have big titties, that's wonderful. If you have small titties, that's wonderful as well. You shouldn't give a fuck about what society thinks about your titties. If somebody don't like your titty size, tell them to get the fuck out your face. Move on. If you don't like them, I'll find somebody else who does. That's the attitude that you should have. You should be like, oh, society doesn't like them. I'm going to get my work done and get my titties bigger. No, ladies, that's not what you should do. If society don't like your titties, then fuck society. Guys come along and say you don't have big titties, then fuck them. Tell them to get the fuck out of your face. And you'll find someone who does like them. You'll find someone who appreciates those small titties. It's all about how you feel about yourself. Not about how society feels about you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this segment of the X and Y Show. And, like I said, I'm always real. The size of titties are important. Very important. I'm not going to lie to you. Very important to men. And when you meet a man that says it's not important, he's full of shit. For those of you who are married to women with small titties, and ladies, and when you ask your husband, do you really like me when you like my titties? He's going to tell you yes, because he wants some pussy tonight. But deep down inside, he wishes he had some big titties. Trust me. He's not requiring that you go get work done. He's not, some guys are though, but he's not saying that, oh, please, but honey, I wish you had big titties. We can do so much more. He's not doing that. Some guys are, but for the most part, if you're married, most guys are, they didn't marry you because of your titties. They married you for other reasons. You're smart. You're educated. You're funny. You're witty. You're a good woman. They married you for your inner self, not the size of your breasts. Even the most shallow man wouldn't do that. So, ladies, yes, it's very important. Very important. Your breast size to a man. But if he's a real man, he would prefer bigger titties, but he wouldn't make it a requirement. He'll like you for yourself, and he'll get to know you. That's what's important. That's what's essential of having a successful relationship and hopefully a marriage. That's what's important. When he gets to know you and like you for your inner self, not your outer self, not your titties. Don't fall for the okie doke, ladies. Feel good about yourself. If they don't like the way you are, tell them to kiss your ass. Get out of your face. You'll find someone who does. Hope you enjoyed this segment of the XY Show. I will see you guys next week after week. Remember, you can catch the XY Show on your favorite outlet. I'm on Spreaker. I'm on iTunes. I'm on TuneIn. I'm on Google Play. I'm on Blueberry. And I'm on iHeartRadio, so be sure to listen to your the XY Show, your favorite spot. Be sure to subscribe. Let me know how you're feeling. I'm also on Castbox as well, so check me out on there. I am also on social media. I'm on Tumblr. I'm on, what else? I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. And I'm on Instagram. You can find all of that on my website, which is www.thexandyshow.com. www.thexyshow.com. www.thexyshow.com. You can find my social media as well as all my platforms there. You can also find a contact form to say hello to me, or any constructive criticisms, or any subject matter that you would like to hear of on a later episode. You can find everything there. Just say hello to me. There's also an X and Y store where you can buy a t-shirt or a coffee mug or iPhone cover, Android cover, all kind of shit in there. Check it out. Take a picture and I'll let everyone know how much of an X and Y you are on my IG account. So do that for me. And that wraps it up for another segment of the X and Y Show. And I want you all to remember, you cannot have love without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.